Hey everyone, welcome to Motivational Monday. I am super excited to include my guest, Milijana de Mori, live from Split, Croatia. What? Hi, Milijana.
Hi, Mo, and hi, everybody. Really excited to be with you. And yeah, love your work, Mo. Love your work.
Thank you. Well, I am delighted to have you here. And today we're going to talk on Motivational Monday about how our thoughts and our feelings are not who we are. And just to introduce Milijana, as you guys probably know because you've been following me, I am America's kick-ass career coach, and I am all about making sure that you're achieving what you want in the work that you do in the world and making sure that you're happy, paid what you're worth, if not more, haha. And really rocking it in your career and in your life. I have so many clients who say to me, Mo, I thought this was just career and my whole life has gotten better. I know, Milijana, that's been your experience as well, which has been a lot of fun. Milijana is a Master Neuro Linguistic Programming Practitioner and Humanistic Neuro Linguistic Programming Practitioner. Milijana is also the strongest woman in Croatia, a powerlifting and performance coach. And she and I have known each other maybe a bit over a year, right? A bit over a year. And I just love the work that you do, Milijana. And you have helped some of my clients make major breakthroughs in the neuro-linguistic programming work that you do. NLP, we're just going to call it from here on out, just to keep it simple. Just describe just briefly, Milijana, what NLP is, and then I'll kind of tee off our conversation.
Yeah, so yeah, huge honor to work with your clients. NLP is the science of our brain, the science of the language, and how we can change our behaviors, thoughts, reactions, triggers to more empowered states. It's the study of success. The best athletes in the world, business people, politicians, use this tool to get over nervousness, to have the best performance in high stress situations, whether it's sporting competition, whether it's a public speaking engagement, or whether it's at an exam like a student. Also, I find it very sacred because it helps remove trauma, phobia. So I work with women that 50 years ago were maybe, abused as little children, and they carry it for so long. And now after 1-2 sessions, they feel lighter. So I think it's a very, very powerful tool. It helped me overcome war trauma because I was born in former Yugoslavia, war refugee, former eating disorder. So it helped me overcome all those traumas, negative self-beliefs. And now I think my mission is to share it and to help other people overcome it as well, because I know it's possible.
Right, right. And one of the key components, I'm getting all my email notifications on my screen. I don't know if people can see that. One of the key components to NLP is understanding that the way that we process the world, the way that we have reactionary programs in our psyche, in our energy body, in our brains, basically, is all constructed out of our past experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Both negative and positive.
Absolutely. So there's a saying in NLP, HNLP, like the map is not the territory. So the map is like, you look at a map, it's flat. It's like, oh yeah, well, there's something green, whatever. But the territory is actually up and down. So the real world around us is very often, and can be very often, very different to how we perceive it. So if we have a belief that the world is dangerous, money is hard to make, this is impossible for me, we will, just to make sure that we are right, because as human beings, we rather are right than happy.
Yes.
We will make sure to find evidence that will make sure that we stay right. So if we think we don't deserve enough income, we will unconsciously choose those jobs that will make us right, that will confirm our deep belief. And then when we change that core belief to, I am getting paid amazing amount of money to do what I love doing and to express my talents in full bloom. And if that becomes our true core value, we will attract, but also we'll see those opportunities and we'll say yes to them. In the past, we might have not said yes to them because we didn't even think we deserve it. Right. So it's a little twisted circle. Once we, on the deep, deep level, change the negative into positive, our reactions change.
Yes. And, I think you and I are very familiar with some of the neuro linguistic programming kind of basics, like quick, look around in your room and look at everything that's green. And then you're like, green, 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 green. And we say, okay, now tell me everything that's red in your room. Wait, you told me to look at green. Now you're asking me to look at red. I didn't see any red. So, this is part of our reticular activating system in our brains, that we're looking for matches all the time. And we call it being right, but it's really that our brain is looking for a match with what we believe, think, and feel. I want a match. I want a match. I want a match. We've all had the experience when we go to look for a car, want a new car, or actually get a new car. All of a sudden, that car is like all over the place on the roads. Everyone's driving a Honda Accord after we buy a Honda Accord. It's just amazing. What is that's going on in our brains, Milijana, when that happens?
So we just have a selective focus. So our conscious mind can deal with about, I think, 7 ± 2 details at a time, whereas a subconscious mind does thousands and thousands. So when we have a program running in the background, such as, I'm not worthy of a good relationship, I'm not worthy of a high career and amazing income and of a leading position, if that is running in the background, this is all we can see. We can't even imagine how it would be to be more fulfilled and happier and earn more money.
Right.
And because we can't imagine it, we can't make it happen. It's that simple.
Yes.
So it starts here. For anything to be created, a boat, a plane, it first had to be imagined. It didn't just happen. So it starts with our mind.
Yes. And, I'm working with a few women right now who have had job loss, mostly due to external circumstances, companies getting bought out, departments that were basically eliminated through acquisition or whatever. And that job loss now has a very emotional anchor to that person. So the next job that person gets might be less, just because they had to get a job quickly, or even they're now feeling less worthy. So now the job goes from a job I really enjoyed and I really liked, and my company got bought out, and now I had to just get another job. And now, because I'm feeling less worthy, and I have now an emotional template about fear relative to the work I do, I've attracted a job that's less exciting to me, less money. And I'm so fearful of losing that job that this person now is actually functioning in a fear pattern. And I call this like repetitive job trauma. Like we have to move out of the job trauma in order for us to really be successful in our next job. And that's very difficult after losing a job, because it hurts a lot. I know that I've had 6 times in my career where I've lost a job for one reason or another. And over a 30-year career, that's kind of pretty often. So I know what that feels like. Tell us what's happening, Milijana, when we have that type of deep emotional trauma. And again, to a job, we're not blaming anyone. We're just saying that this happens. So tell us a little bit about what happens inside of us when we have that type of job trauma, job loss.
It's the meaning we attach to the external happening. So we are emotional beings. So some people will take it more personal than others. And then we can, have a few moments of poor me, victim mentality. Okay, have a few days of crying. But you can also look at it by reframing what happened. So how can you look at it from a positive? What can you take from the current job? And what skills and tools can you use to, yes, you might have to do for a period of time something you don't truly enjoy, but that will pay the bills. So I think it's also exactly how you said, when we change our focus to what is good about this current situation, it's making me stronger. It's making me more aware of, bringing you clarity of what you truly like and what you truly don't like. So take it as a gift, my old job, I really like this. But then at this current job, I like this more. So it gives you more clarity about who you are, what you enjoy, what your true talents are. And this is also an opportunity to give your absolute best.
Yeah. Yes.
So instead of staying in that poor me mentality, which is okay for a few days, milk it. But then again, like, how can I show up fully?
Yes.
how can I become the best version of myself in this current job? Because when you do your best at this right moment, imagine how your performance will go amazingly when you're in a job that you truly enjoy.
Yes.
So it's not about the external circumstances. It's about you showing up, doing your best. There might be a few things you have to learn. There might be a few moments when you have to set your boundaries. There might be a few moments where you have not to take things personal because there's always a clash. You know, there might be a clash of personalities with the new people, but maybe it can turn out even better than expected.
Yes.
So it's also having that, you know, let's see how it goes. But from my point of view, what I have control over is the way I respond, the way I perform. So you have full control over your performance. You can wake up in the morning. Mo, you have amazing tools that you teach your clients and the people you work with, and that is how to start your day with a good intention, how
Yes.
to write things down, how to meditate. So it is doing the work, and in those moments that are really hard, it's crucial to do what you know is right.
Yes.
It's right for you.
Right. Right. And what you're talking about is really creating a platform of basically of success, regardless of the external circumstances. So when we show up as our highest self, when we show up willing to learn, when we show up willing to take whatever's going on as something that is there for us to learn versus the victim, V for victim mentality of, oh, I lost my job, poor me, oh, this or that, I might lose my next job.
Oh, the world owes me something.
Right. The world owes me something.
So it does.
Exactly. The world is expecting us to step into our power is what the world is expecting. Yes. And so when we take that job loss, the trauma, and we reframe it so that it no longer has the meaning of I was wronged, the world owes me something, I'm going to be a victim in my next job also, I can't show up fully as me because when I open myself up, I might get hurt.
Yeah.
So these are beliefs that cause us to shrink. They cause us to be less of ourselves. They cause us to migrate toward a negative pattern in others. We might be the reason, if we show up in a negative way, we might be the reason why someone else at work at this new job is actually negative. If we bring that negative energy to our new job.
Yeah, we're like a magnet, aren't we? Like we're
Yes.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
You know, what you expect, you behave towards people in a way that you're expecting. So even if you have a fake smile on your face, but you're expecting them to be, backstabbing, don't get surprised if they do it. Like that's your underlying belief, even though you got, fake smile, la la la. But
Right.
you gotta work. And you know what, Mo? The biggest change in those moments is to be brave and ask for guidance. Your course changed hundreds of people's lives. So this is the perfect moment to actually ask for guidance, ask for help. At that moment is you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
That was for me the biggest change. Like I was, lifting national records in powerlifting in Croatia, in Australia, doing this and that. But there was a moment in my life I need assistance with my career. I was afraid to, to get out there too much, or with my coaching, or to charge. I wanted to do everything for free, and it was just internal work. And when I finally admit myself, okay, I will ask someone who's a professional for help. And boy, it changed everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll never forget that first call that we had, Milijana. You said to me, Mo, I'm so strong on the outside, I don't feel that same strength on the inside.
Yeah,
Now,
I felt lost in my career. Like I knew what I wanted to do, but
right.
There was still not enough clarity. And
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, so I'll say, even with some of the tools that you know how to do as an NLP practitioner, and you literally cured yourself from an eating disorder by using these tools. Having someone from the outside shine a light, see us for how strong we are, appreciate and allow vulnerability and encourage bravery.
Yes, bravery is a big thing.
And coach us to clarity. You know, I have been a runner for most of my life, and the times where I've gotten some coaching around my running, my training is better. What I'm wanting to accomplish every week is better. My outcomes are better. And I'm sure you see this the same thing at the level of professional athlete that you are.
Absolutely. Like, I'm a personal trainer as well.
Yes.
I know I'm writing programs, I'm coaching people who have great results, but when I prepare for competition, I have my coach, because things that blinkers on and we don't see. And there's an outside person or few coaches around you that will give you a fresh perspective. Sometimes we move into different, beliefs, and like we come to a place of, oh, well, that's the maximum I can do. And then a coach tells you, heck no, you can do so much more. And you're like, can I? Okay, let's do it.
Right. That's so fun to have someone show you that you're capable of more, encourage it, and give the pathway for it.
Yeah.
It's so great. Let's kind of wrap up with a couple of things that I think everyone should know. And I'm going to mention something, and I want you to take it from me. So we are not our thoughts and our feelings. Why is that, Milijana?
All right. So we are not our thoughts, our feelings. Our thoughts and our feelings are learned. So very often it's copy-pasted from our parents that came from their parents. So very often the thoughts that you have about yourself and the world and the emotions that you are experiencing are not your own. It came from childhood programming. We needed to copy our parents to survive.
Right.
They were our model, and we learned how to deal with the world the best we could. And as children, we put our parents on a pedestal. So we think they have it all sorted out. They're just perfect. And then when you realize that you are not your thoughts, your emotions, your reaction, it gives you an incredible sense of freedom, because then you can ask yourself, well, who do I want to be?
Yes.
What do I want to feel? How do I want to feel every morning when I wake up? How do I want to perform at my work? How does it feel to feel confident? So when you realize that you have an absolute choice to create a better, happier, more fulfilled, more exciting, more successful version of yourself, it gives you an incredible freedom and direction. So one thing that I would love you to realize is that you don't have to be and feel the way you feel today for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Yes. And so what we have to do then is make some decisions about the way that we want to feel every day and the way that we want to think about the world. So I usually talk about this in the componentry of, we have two basic sets of beliefs: what we believe about ourselves and what we believe about the world. So if I believe about myself that I'm capable, that I'm smart, and that I am able to figure anything out that comes my way, I'm going to act that way in the world. I'm going to navigate my life that way. Oh, I'm resourceful. I can figure stuff out. I'm capable. Nothing's going to get me down. If I believe that the world is supporting me and full of friendly faces and full of people who are genuine and nice drivers and courteous people, and that the universe at large is supporting me and helping me live a more full life. If I believe that about the world, I'm living a pretty happy, free, joyous life.
Yeah.
And that's how I have reconstructed how I live. Because I was raised a little bit differently than that. No offense to anyone who raised me. But again, to what you said, I mean, it's a copy and paste, right? So now we realize, oh, we have this ability to create how we think and feel. We're going to have to think and feel something. We might as well make it things that are going to be feeling good, empowering, and allowing us to feel that we have a path in front of us that's fun and enjoyable. And some of that is the whole programming that we make a choice about pulling in, right?
Yes, absolutely. So you have a choice, and that's one thing that once you know this, you're just like, there's no more boundaries. And then that's just like, all right, action. What are you gonna do? What you're gonna start believing? Which coaches you're gonna choose? Which books you're gonna read? What action will you do? Action is a big other step. Nothing will happen by just reading books.
Right.
It is doing the action.
Yes, indeed.
Make the phone call, invest in yourself, get out there. Your hands will shake, they will be sweaty, but go to that meeting.
Yes, do the networking. It's funny, every now and then I put a little challenge in the course to reach out to 3 people. And invariably, the women in my course are like, can I just text or email them or send a little message on LinkedIn? I'm like, you know what? It's really effective to actually pick up the phone, old-fashioned style, and call people. And they're like, I don't want to bother them. They might be too busy. And I'll often say, let's put yourself in the receiver mode. How about if someone who you worked with 10 years ago picks up the phone and calls you? How would you feel? I feel pretty good that they remembered me. And how about if they asked for a little bit of insight or help in connecting with someone else? How would you feel? I'd want to help them. So if we think that way for people that we would be reaching out and calling, we're going to have a much better experience and optimism about those actions that we take for ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I know you've had some very, very positive experiences yourself with reaching out to strangers, people who knew people who knew people that you wanted to connect with, and you have had brilliant success showing up on your own Facebook Lives and videos and helping people understand some of these concepts. So showing up as who you want to be and how you want to feel eventually becomes a little bit easier once you practice it, right?
Yes. It's like riding a bike. It's just, getting momentum and not expecting perfection. I think Tony Robbins says perfection is paralysis. So just doing it. You make a little mistake, who cares? Keep moving forward.
Right. So the title of this topic, I want to say, is we have a choice in how we feel and how do we want to feel. So I'm going to just ask everyone, either comment below or on my Facebook page or visit Milijana's Facebook page. We'll put a link to that as well. Let us know what you're committed to and how you're committed to feeling. And so, Milijana, let's end this with what our commitments are. So what's your commitment for how you're going to feel and how you're going to show up in the world?
So my commitment is, I love working with people. And so for me is getting more out there. So standing in service, through my example, everything that I went through, I think is now time, like sharing my story and like, you know what, you can get there too. You can overcome low self-confidence. You can overcome eating disorders, traumas. You can overcome not knowing where you want to be, confusion. So for me, that's the commitment, just standing in service, always doing my best. And whatever happens, things sometimes unfold better than we expected, just because we went out there. But just do it out of your heart. So that's what I will do. I'm committing to do everything from my heart. And
awesome. Awesome. And I'm committed to basically being ready to serve every single minute. Like when I wake up, I'm ready to serve. Sometimes that service is starting with serving myself. With my daily ritual every morning, I'm serving myself, and I'm giving myself the filling up of my cup. My own cup gets filled up, so that I can serve others throughout the day, rather than serving from empty. So my commitment is to fill up my cup and to be ready to serve every single day, authentically, powerfully, in alignment.
Wow.
Awesome. Milijana, thank you so much for visiting. And I am delighted to have you here. We're going to do a little bit more together. For those of you who are interested in working with Milijana, you're going to have a link to her Facebook page and be able to get in touch with her. And as always, I've always got my clarity calls rocking and rolling. That's how Milijana and I met each other. We met on a clarity call that she booked a little bit more than a year ago. And you never know the magic that can happen when you reach out for help. There we are.
There we go. Look where we are now.
Thanks again for visiting with me from Croatia, Milijana. It's a pleasure, a real pleasure. Thanks for all your help.
Thank you so much, Mo, and everyone who's watching.